Trading ideas for the week of February 21, 2022. Let's start with a little cartoon. As you know, the whole concern and the whole focus for the 2022 has been about inflation, the central banks, and especially Fed. So I thought that this was timely. With all the focus now and on inflation, interest rates, and of course, the icing is the situation with Russia and Ukraine, which seems like it's dragging. It might be a gradual um, bleeding in a sense. So Russia has all the time, it seems like they're trying to drag this on, and so everything is on hold. So the markets are watching that. So let's see, based on that, what kind of week we have coming up. Monday is a President's Day in United States. So the stock markets are closed, although the futures have already opened on Sunday evening, and they will continue. The equity markets will close at 10 a.m. Pacific Coast time, but there's not a lot of volume. I would watch for the flash manufacturing PMI in France, Germany, Euro area, and UK. And it's important to see this, especially if you're trading Forex and Euro. So this is a good indication what the future holds on interest rates. Germany also has their PPI, which is the producer price index, which we had at last week. So in the United States, so it's important again to look at the inflation from the producer's side. On Tuesday, we have that Turkey comes up with their business confidence. As you know, last week they held their interest rates at 14%. Italy will come up with their inflation rate numbers, South Africa with their unemployment rate. And before the opening, we have the Home Depot and Macy's coming up with the earnings. And I think they are important to watch as a barometer in the retail and the staples and see how the consumers are feeling. On Wednesday, the Euro area inflation rate comes into picture. And again, it affects what the central banks are going to do in Europe. Lowe's and TJ Maxx, in the same line as Home Depot and Macy's, are coming with their earnings on Wednesday before the open. Thursday, we have the Brazil's unemployment rate. South Korea is going to come up with their interest rate decision. It has been at 1.25%, so it will be interesting to see what they're going to decide. United States has their preliminary GDP numbers quarter over quarter. Now, the following week and the March 4th coming, I think those are a very crucial time, and we will review that next weekend to see the upcoming. But this preliminary GDP is important. Alibaba, I think it's probably the biggest earnings coming up next week, is on Thursday before the opening. We have the crude oil inventories at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Usually crude oil inventories are Wednesday at 7:30, but because of the bank holiday on Monday, they push it to Thursday at 8 a.m. The natural gas still has its own at the 7:30. They keep that on Thursdays. They just pushed the 7:30 Wednesday to Thursday 8 o'clock. And as always, if you're doing gold trade, this is something to watch for. Gold is trying to break out of the resistance. So we shall see what happens if we can go above that 1900. And eventually, if it goes all the way past 1922, the 2000 will not be too far. So let's watch that. Last but not least, on Thursday, we have Argentina's retail sales. On Friday, this is another important thing, inflation related, is the US core, the PCE, the consumers' expectations. price index, and we also have the Germany's GDP. All right. Now, I mentioned about the flash manufacturing PMI. So I thought it would be good to know what that means. Of course, we have our manufacturing PMI United States, which we also have the service manufacturing index. So in Europe, they have call it flash. So flash manufacturing PMI is an estimate of manufacturing for a country based on about 85 to 90% of total purchaser manufacturers index or managers index, I mean. And this survey response each month. So any reading of the flash manufacturing PMI above 50 indicates improving conditions, while reading below 50 indicate a deteriorating economic climate. So I thought it's important to know. So with that in mind, wish you a wonderful, prosperous week ahead until we talk soon.